Welcome everybody back to People Talk 2. Today our special guests are the Robeson Singers, and we also have Khalifa for iJam Records, okay? I'm gonna start with our guest introductions, Saber, Greg, and Khalifa.
Ras Khalifa.
Okay. And we're going to talk about the Robeson Singers first.
So I guess I'll self-introduce. My name is Greg Levy. That's my mom right there. I'm the director of the Robeson Singers. So happy to introduce our collective, which is a musical collective. We call ourselves Cleveland's Revolutionary Gospel Choir, but we're a cultural workspace that's trying to raise consciousness in working class neighborhoods and to the working class of Cleveland. And so I'll pass it over to my comrade, Saber.
Hey, my name is Saber. I'm a member of the Robeson Singers. I'm also a community organizer, activist, revolutionary in Cleveland, Ohio, and I do a lot of the admin too for Robeson Singers. And really excited to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
I'm so glad that you're here. And would you like to do an introduction to yourself?
Yeah, this is Ras Khalifa. I'm from the iJam Reggae Band, who plays around Cleveland sometime in the summer. And I'm here to talk about what went on in Jamaica,
Okay.
the Storming thing.
All right then. I'm going to ask my first question to Greg. What inspired you to start the Robeson Singers?
Okay, so what inspired the Robeson Singers? In my mind, I've been really deep in the organizing scene in Cleveland for the last couple of years.
Okay.
And just thinking creatively around some of the stuff that I've been organizing about. Really, the thought came from a lot of work that I was doing, trying to work on the behalf of some of the families of people that have been killed by police. And in that, it was several efforts that I did to try to bring kind of these stories in a timely way to the church, because I come from the church. And I was met with such resistance to try to, in a timely way, use that institution to kind of bring the community together to support, some of our own. And what I thought about from that is that what I need to do is I need to do more organization to those spaces.
Yes.
I need to be more available. And so that's where the heart of Robeson Singers came from, is because I grew up, my dad was a minister of music. We grew up singing in the church, so I'm very familiar. So if I could try to create some type of institution that could aid in the consciousness building and provide a service to the church to try to create these relationships so that when the time comes where we need to have some type of synergy of conscious people within like working class Black communities, that we have a vehicle to go to like respond in a timely way. So that was where the thought for the Robeson Singers initially comes from.
Okay. Question to Saber. How would you describe your sound to someone who has never heard of what you guys are doing, presenting?
Yeah, the Robeson Singers gets to sing at a pretty broad range of places. Mm-hmm. And I think our sound in a way kind of varies depending on where we're at. So we've sung at churches, like Greg said. We've also sung at protests, like we sang at the last No Kings Day protest.
Awesome.
We sang at a Black August concert that was really uplifting the Black radical struggle and the political prisoners within the Black, revolutionary history who are still behind bars. And so whether we're singing at all of these places, the message is the same. The message is a message of liberation. It's a message of resistance. It's a message of solidarity. It's a message of revolution. And I think that message carries through our sound, no matter what we're singing, because we sing with a lot of power, we sing with a lot of energy. We have a lot of generations within, our choir. We've got a lot of moms and kids, and I think with the Levy family, we've got like 3 generations in the choir, but it's not just the Levy family. And so with that, there's a lot of power and there's a lot of energy. But when we're singing at a church, our songs, we might pick songs that are a little bit more familiar to those people, right? And to that setting, but that still carry these kind of messages of liberation, power, peace, all of that. When we're singing at a protest, we might bring a little bit of a different vibe. We've got a song called Power to the People that's all about, the power of the people and what it means for the people to actually rise up and change their conditions and unite as members of the working class. But I think the sound and the spirit is always the same.
I think that you guys give the young people purpose. They're inspired because they're belonging to something that's has purpose for them and a lot of new meaning. Here's a question that says, what was the most challenging part of creating your choir?
Woo, that's a good question, because it has been a little bit of a struggle, because initially we were trying to do what the Ropes and Singers project was initially, we're still trying to get to, is we were trying to do something for kids. We were trying to provide like a curriculum, a program that would be half like the Black liberation history, the Black radical tradition, but couched up and bundled up with like cultural education, like, because it's not a lot of music in schools. So so that's what I was thinking, like, you got CRT taking away that like Black radical tradition from the curriculum, but also we have like the funding shortages where they don't have choirs anymore, they don't have bands, kids aren't playing instruments, so we could bring some type of cultural supplement. So that's the goal, but the challenge is like, when you come on a scene in a community, people ain't gonna just sign the kids away to you if they don't know who you are.
Right.
So we find ourselves in this phase, which is like, let's just show them what we can do. And then, so in what we're doing now, singing out and about, we're showing like the true essence, because we sing, but we also have a purpose. We have a political purpose. We have a very direct purpose that's obvious, that you can see, that we're about consciousness building towards Black liberation and human emancipation more broadly. But you can see that wherever we go. Like it's not hard. It's not some indirect situation. We're trying to be directly addressing the needs of the people in our community.
Right. Saber, what was one of the last things you all actually taught the group?
So at every Robeson Singers rehearsal, we start with 30 minutes of political education. And I think that this is probably the thing that makes Robeson Singers different from any other choir, which is most choirs you show up and you just start warming up and rehearsing. We actually sit down and start with a reading and a discussion to talk about revolution, to talk about capitalism, to talk about racism and white supremacy, and what all these things actually have to do with each other. So most recently, we started reading a piece by W.E.B. Du Bois. Before that, we have read pieces from Black radical thinkers from Liberation School, or Keeanga-Yamahtta Taylor, or other revolutionaries as well, who are really thinking about this. But the purpose really is to just have a starting point for us all to understand, why are we even doing this? Yeah. Because it's a choir. Most people just join to sing, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they have a whole lot of consciousness about the Black revolutionary struggle. And that's great. Like, we want everybody. We want those people. If people are down for liberation and people are down to learn, we want them. So the piece that we were talking about last time was really thinking about the question of freedom and what it means. The piece starts with, how free was the freed Black man after slavery? And really thinking about freedom from a different perspective than just, are you free from slavery, but do you also have a house? Do you also have food? Are you able to support your kids? Are you able to get a job? And how are these inequalities, communicated or expressed through racial lines under
You
a
got those
capitalist
people
system?
thinking.
Yeah.
You're really making them finally get it. Mm-hmm. Here's another question that for both of you guys. What's your favorite part about performing live?
Oh, that's easy. It's the communication with the people. It's literally like, because every time we get up there and we get to look into a crowd, and we get to have a communication that goes back and forth. And so like, the choir's been, I feel like it's been successful because we can just literally see it in the eyeballs. Like the people are very pleased, and like something about music that really takes people's defenses down and opens them up to a certain type of experience. And we've experienced that in our performances or whatever. So that's definitely satisfying.
Saber, here's a question for you. Do you remember your very first performance with the group?
Absolutely, yeah. Our very first performance was in Black August. We're a relatively new group, so our kind of debut show was a Black August concert, and it went really well. We were the only choir. Most of the performers that went up that day were bands, and so we were a little bit unique in our performance. But it went really well, and I think that something, to your earlier question too about like what's your favorite part about performing, really, I love to watch Greg bring a revolutionary message into all the music, because a big part of gospel music is this kind of like ad-libbing. And that actually creates a pretty big door for us to bring in, to infuse political messages into the music. So I loved getting to see that happen for the first time, at the Black August show, and getting to see Greg like spit truth onto the mic. And everyone was really into it. Like people are really open, like what Greg said, with the music puts down people's defenses. Because they know that we're about love, we're about the community, we're about music, we're about solidarity. This isn't a scary thing, right?
Right.
But then with all of that, we're also about action, and we're also about change and making things happen.
Okay, Greg, how do you stay connected with your fans and your supporters? What have you guys chosen to do to stay connected?
Well, we have a Instagram page, Robeson Singers, Robeson, no R, not Robertson, Robeson, in honor of the great Paul Robeson. And I think this would be a good time to kind of play the video.
And you said they have their own.
We have a channel. It's called the Robeson Singers. People just Google, go on Instagram and type in Robeson Singers.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll just let that play.
Ancestors like W.E.B. Du Bois, for example. This is a very important part of our choir, that we be educated on our revolutionary history, because that's the only way you have to be informed in history to be informed on what's happening today, and that's the only way we can really move in a revolutionary way.
There's a long lineage of radical music bringing people together, back from slave hymns, singing songs, literally talking about how to get free, about getting liberty. So we're continuing in that tradition, delving into the gospel heritage.
We have to fight back, right? Especially talking about the Robeson Singers, we always are dedicated to the liberation of Black people, but also brown people, everyone across the country. And I think that's what's so powerful about our community.
No matter what this country is facing right now, we thank God for the Robeson Singers that are sending a message of peace, a message of love, and a message of inspiration, that no matter what's going on and no matter what it looks like, there are people who love you, and there are people that are on your side, and that there's people that are fighting for you. We love you, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, so that says it quite well.
That set it up.
So yeah, and we're just put in a little plug. We are 100% open to the public. We are the community's choir. Everyone of all skill, we want you. We want you to come and be a part of the collective and come on. So like, if you come on our Instagram page, you can get connected. There's links to join and sign up and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
the link to join the choir, if you're interested, is bit.ly/the Robeson Singers. So if you go to bit.ly/the Robeson Singers, you can fill out a quick form. We have a phone call with everybody before they join, and you can get more information.
Okay, who would you love to collaborate with at this point in your singing and in your singing around town? Is there anybody in specific that you kind of like to zone in, and like whether it's schools, colleges, who would you like to collaborate with or partner with?
Well, I'll just speak for myself. There are some very, very talented homegrown Cleveland folks that I feel like are kind of unsung. And so there's a singer, Shantae Can, who is a brilliant vocalist and like world top tip level. So I would like to work with Shantae because I feel like I just want to get people who I know hip. And there's another artist named Duran Bernard, who's a pretty big queer artist and does a wonderful vocalist. We would love to like collaborate at some point with just to put the city on the map. Like, you know, some of the really great, talented, homegrown artists that come from here. I just would like to do my part to push them into the limelight or what have you.
What do you think, Saber?
Yeah, I mean, you know, ultimately we're still on the lookout for musicians, instrumentalists to eventually play with. But I also think that, to your earlier point about schools, you know, we really would like to start getting into schools and actually reaching young people and getting more young. I mean, most of the people in the choir are like in their 20s. We've got a couple teenagers, and it'd be cool to get a whole lot more, because this is, I think, really a space where young people can learn and grow and thrive. So in the future, it'd be cool to collaborate more with schools.
Well, I wanted to thank you guys for coming and showing up and sharing what the Robeson Singers are doing in the community, and we're going to do our part to continue to get the word out. And with this, I would like to turn our questioning over to Ras Khalifa.
Yeah, blessed love, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, man, give thanks to be here, you know? It's I feel like I'm in a dream right now. Trying to wake up, you know?
Okay. My question to you is, what is your concerns about Jamaica right now?
Yeah, well, my concern right now is to raise some funds and go back down and help the best I can, you know? Yeah. I want to go back down to Jamaica. I was down here for 2 months doing some work on my house, and I never expect this to happen, and it happens to so many people that I know and care about, and I just want to return and do the best I can, you know, to help.
So what are you doing to reach out to the community to let them know about what you need from them?
But right now, I put a video together. I've done I put a GoFundMe account together.
Can you tell us what your GoFundMe account is under? So is there a name that it's under?
Yeah, it's on a Ras Khalifa, you know, and
Is it Ras Khalifa Ajam, so they can reach out to your GoFundMe?
it's on Facebook, you know.
Okay.
And I've sent link to a lot of people, you know. I don't.
Do you have a goal that you're trying to reach prior to going back? Because you said you're heading back to Jamaica to assist your family in rebuild, right?
Yeah, you know, I tell you something. If I could get my hand on about $20,000 or $25,000 to start,
good goal.
that would be a, you know, my goal is really like 60,000, you know, but every little helps, you know what I mean. So,
Well, what are you planning to do with some of the money?
well, planning, you know, we have to replace zincs on houses that people with zinc house. We have to buy nails, cement, sand, stone, whosoever, you know, with people have
Construction.
you know. Whatever, you know, wherever the need is, we want to be there to help, you know, water, food, You know, a lot of people lost their tanks. You know, the breeze blew off their tanks and wrecked them. They cost like
What's the tank?
You know, the
A
water
car?
tank. It's a
Oh.
plastic big tank. You know.
Oh, okay.
You
I
see
don't
them on
know
my
nothing
house.
about that. I'm just so
Yeah, and the wind blew them off and mashed them up. They cost like 70,000 US Jamaican dollars. You know.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't have that kind of money to find today. It's hard, you know.
What would your appeal be to those that are watching?
Yeah, just go to the GoFundMe. Or, you know, I also have a non-profit that I set up some time ago. It's really to help young folks, because I know I do a lot of things. I just don't do music. I'm a carpenter, I'm a builder, you know, I'm a landscaper. And I want to teach young people, give them, you know, the
Tools.
Yeah, the knowledge that I have, I want to pass it on to young people. You know, so I set this 501c3 up some years ago. Before COVID, I have some people who was willing to start it, but then COVID wrecked everything and one person passed and it just never get back together the way it is. But I still have the nonprofit, you know. And yeah, so really, so if, you know, I said to myself, you know, we are to become a nation, you know, because I believe that, you know, we are not, you know, and if we become a nation, then we can do a lot of things together. You know, we are individuals trying to survive. That's my belief, you know, we are just individuals trying to survive. But if we come together, it will be great, you know. So I set up a PO box, and that if everyone is put $1, you know, just send $1 with a stamp. It costs a stamp if you want to send a money order.
Can you make it at least $10 though?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, yeah, $10 then.
Everybody said $10.
$10
To
you
Jamaica.
know. Yeah, and send it to iJam Reggae Foundation, 3695 Green Road, PO Box, Unit 22076, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122. You know, and if also, you know, set up Zelle, you know, phone number 216-209-0279. You know, so that's 216-209-0279. With Zelle, you can send, you know, so I can go back and help, you know, because
Jamaica has suffered devastation right now, and it just seems like because it's a poor country that they're not getting that television play. They're not getting UNICEF. I'm sure they are, but I'm just saying, usually when it's really bad, you have a lot of things going on back and forth on TV. So I'm just hoping that everybody that's listening will be willing to at least send $10 to his GoFundMe page.
Right.
Every little bit helps in devastation.
How's the family?
Well, the family is really kind of this started right now because my older sister, she lived in my mother's house, you know, where my mother, they passed, you know, God rest their soul. And part of it, she had put a concrete roof where she stayed, but the other part of the house is zinc, you know, and that's all gone. My other sister, Inez, her house, the old roof is totally gone. There's no roof, you know. A lot of my friends, their roof gone, you know, and that's going to cost some money to put back together, you know, so their life can be at least become contented once again, you know. So I'm just trying to help, you know. You're going to have people who say, oh, he's just trying to make money for himself, but it's not so. I'm not making this up,
It's
you know.
too big of a tragedy there.
Yeah, it's there clear for the world to see, you know. You know what I mean? So I have a video that I'm gonna put out, you know, to remind people. And so I just want to reach out to everyone, you know.
To everybody that's online listening to us this afternoon, first of all, I want to thank you all for chiming in, and I want to thank my guests today, the Ropes and Singers, and Ras Khalifa
yeah.
from
iJam Reggae Band.
Yeah. Hopefully, I get a chance. I want to ask y'all, would you please be willing to bring your singers here so you can kind of like show them off?
Mama, whatever you want.
Okay, would you be willing to come with the group to sing for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. And Mr. Ragay, would you come in and bring us a couple selections so I can we get to hear?
How about we organize a benefit for the thing together?
Yeah.
And then we can bring the video. And-
Okay,
and-
that'd
and-
be great.
Yeah, we can come talk about it.
Yeah, I would like also, since I have this moment, just to reach out to man like Milton Blake, Juna Blessington, Carlos Jones, Sunshade. Yeah, we need to come together, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, man, to try and do a fundraiser together, you know.
Okay,
Yeah, it's time we come together now. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
that's beautiful.
All right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in to People